Well, full time, Arsenal have beaten Swansea, and all in all, it looks like a terrific day in the Premier League because Manchester City have dropped points at home to Everton, and Tottenham have dropped points away to West Brom. But the experience of getting there was torturous, really. I mean, Arsenal, at times it looked like they would blow Swansea away 5 or 6-0, and yet they made such hard work of it, finishing 3-2 with 10 men hanging on in that last couple of minutes. I suppose it's classic Arsenal in some respects. We went 2-0 up in the first half. Both goals from Theo Walcott, 6 goals in his last 5 home games, I believe. Absolutely flying, and no sign of the dip in form he showed at international level. Hit the ground running again with his club. Both very neat finishes. One, header across goal from Bellerin. Swansea couldn't get it clear, and then he sort of bundled it in at the near post. Another from a corner, a couple of ricochets, ball fell, lovely neat touch, shifts, sharp turn, swift turn, either will do, and put it beyond Fabianski. The Swansea defending wasn't great, it must be said. I'm not convinced by the likes of Fernandez and Amat at centre-back at all. I sort of feel like playing Amat would be better than playing Amat, if that makes any sense. But Bradley's got a job on his hands there. But they did at least show some fighting spirit for their manager, and Arsenal allowed them back into the game through a bit of poor play, really, to be honest. They were knocking it around at the back. Showboating, maybe. They were looking very comfortable, but a little too comfortable. And when Granit Xhaka tried to sort of turn awkwardly on his left foot, he was dispossessed, and Gylfi Sigurdsson bent the ball around a static Petr Cech, and it's the far side of the net. So we went in at 2-1, and that gave Swansea that little bit of hope. However, that was extinguished on 57 minutes. A lofted pass from Alexis, who was trying those all day, really. He had a funny game, off and offside. A few things didn't come off, but some of these very high lifted passes were an absolute treat. And one, he played for Ozil. Ozil just thumped in at the near post to celebrate his birthday. The kind of finish that makes you go, well, with that level of technical ability, why is he not showing that confidence in front of goal more often? But anyway, 3-1. Arsenal should have been secure, but there was a couple of twists left in the tail. For a start, Swansea got a goal back just 9 minutes later. Borja Bastos, the substitute, scoring after Modou Barrow, who terrorised Nacho Monreal all day long, really. Got down the right flank and crossed for the Spaniard to score. But Bastos was an intriguing one. I mean, he gave Monreal problems all day, very quick. It was a little reminiscent of Callum Chambers being given a torrid time by Jefferson Montero. It was of Swansea. Sorry, your screen didn't freeze. I was desperately trying to remember his name. I think Monreal will recover. I think it was just one difficult game, but he wasn't afforded much protection. We know that's a potential flaw in Alex Iwobi's game, and for me, I probably would have been looking to bring Kieran Gibbs on a little earlier in the game because Monreal did look a little isolated and was certainly second best for pace against Barrow. So that was 3-2, and then Xhaka, to be honest, his tracking wasn't great on that goal either. The ball was kind of played back in front of the centre halves, and he hadn't quite followed it in. He was then sent off. Now look, it was a terrible foul because he'd been caught out. I think Barrow again had got beyond him. He knew that. A very cynical piece of play. Just barely made it an attempt to even look like he was trying to play the ball. Kicked out the opposition player. 9 times out of 10 you'd see that given a yellow. I actually cannot comment on the laws. I'm not fully aware of the laws of if that would count as a professional foul. Do you have to be the last man or not? I don't know the precise wording, but I thought a red was harsh. But maybe we saw some of the deficiencies in Xhaka's game. Maybe we saw some of the reason he hadn't been starting prior to Coquelin's injury. Defensively, a little suspect. It's frustrating because he did show in the first half what he can do going forward. He took the ball off the goalkeeper a few times. And when you play without a target man, without an Olivier Giroud, it's so useful to have a deep midfielder like Xhaka who can play balls into feet or out onto the space in the flanks. But from that point on, we were really clinging on. We could and should have clinched it. Walcott should have had a hat-trick. One effort off the... In fact, 2 efforts off the woodwork, but the second one in stoppage time was an incredible miss. Oxlade-Chamberlain put it on a plate for him and he just clipped it off the post, or the corner of the post and bar. However, we got over the line. That's the important thing. And look, let's not forget, we've come back from the international break. Typically, we're very ragged. And we were actually better than usual. If the only criticism you would really aim at the team is that defensively, they were a little bit lackadaisical at times. But given that City failed to win, given that Spurs failed to win, given that United and Liverpool have to play each other, this was a really positive result. So let's focus on that for now. Cheers.